I think I'm gonna start pulling my T-case off. You can see I started pulling all my brake and fuel lines off of the side of my frame rail. So I'm gonna roll this chassis out there and give it a power wash quick. I wheeled it out here so we can power wash it before we start sanding it. So I guess we'll do that right now. Now I'm only working on the back half of the frame right now because if I work on the front half, I have to pull the engine, and currently we don't have an engine stand or an engine hoist, so I'm just working on the back half. Now I just gotta wait for it to dry off, which probably won't happen very soon considering how wet it is outside, but I'll come back when it's all nice and dry. So for those of you who don't know what an open differential is, this would be a good description. Let's go here. Let's turn this yoke. See that wheel spinning? That wheel. It ain't spinning. So, simple description, we weld the gears, and then we went to go, you go to turn the yoke, and it'll turn that wheel along with that wheel. Which is what I'm going to be doing here shortly. I'm going to be welding the diff in the rear, new wheel, brake cylinders, brake shoes, brake spring kit, and I think that's honestly it. As you can see here, you got a sloppy U-joint. And this nut didn't want to, how to put it, come off. So I ended up having to cut it off and just hammer it out. This ball joint's already pretty shot. It's got like no resistance to it. So I think I'm just going to buy a new tie rod with it. So I've gotten all 3 leaf bolts, one back there, one right there. I've gotten that leaf bolt I had to cut still. That one I haven't cut yet. It doesn't want to come out though. The axle is pretty loose. Like, see, it moves independent of the frame. I still have to pull my pitman arm ball drain off and my track bar. I've already got the sway bar out. I took that out like a year ago. I should be good then. Sun's gone down now. We've gotten my tie rod, my track bar, sway bar, stabilizer shocks. I've got my leaf springs out. I cut that one corner. My brake line's off. Drive shaft out. I'm gonna pull the axle out now. You can see we got nothing left holding this axle in place. Well, I woken up to some lovely snow. I'm gonna try and get that axle over here where this axle is and do the same kind of cleanup. So when we get the welder running, we can weld both axles up at the same time. I've gotten both my leaf springs off of this axle. It's pretty cold. It's like -5 Celsius. I'm going to come back out in the morning. But until then, gotten that caliper and that wheel hub off of this axle on this side. And grab the light. I've gotten this caliper and this rotor. I've got both wheel rotors and both wheel calipers off. I've got to say, these are like some of the cutest little calipers I've ever seen. That appears to be it for the snow, at least for this week. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to take the axle tubes out so I can clean up the rust on the end of these tubes. So what you do is once you have those gears out, like you saw me do, I spun the gears out. You push the tubes in, and then right here, you got that little, I don't even see that, pretty rusty down here, wonder why. See, clip just falls right out. And then I can pull my axle tube out. There you go, axle's out. The clip down there that holds the axle into my opinion, I mean, I guess that's what you call it. It's down there, I can't get it out. I'll get a magnet later and pull that out. I guess that pin already fell out then. Now that I've gotten my axle tubes out of this axle tubing, I can pull off my backing plates on both sides and finish up this sanding that I was talking about. So the power's gone out. I've gotten all my brakes. I'm gonna keep the spring kit just for now in case my new spring kit that comes in is missing something. I'm not replacing the shoes just yet, but I'm going to replace the spring kit. I got my backing plates. I can't sand them yet because my grinder needs power. Talk about a stuck bolt, eh?
Yeah, it's a 3/8, which rounded off because it's still rusty. So we took a 9mm and pounded it on there with a baby beater. Now I don't know how we're going to get it out.
There you go. So I cut the top ball joint because it wasn't coming out. These hub bolts weren't coming out, so I thought I'd just cut them and pull the axle shaft out. So I cut the top ball joint. I took the nut off the bottom one. I'm gonna probably end up cutting it too because I have a new bottom one as well. That U-joint looks like it's had better days. Alright. Go ahead and drain this differential too. I'm not welding it. No way I'm doing that. But just because we're having some leakage coming out of this end, and I know that if I pull this axle shaft out, it's going to leak there too. So just to prevent more oil leaking, I'm going to drain it. Plus it probably needs to be changed really bad. Don't worry, this is not a right-hand side drive axle, it's just upside down. Let's get these bolts out. Oh, we got some water coming out. That's not too good. It's looking black. Alright, got both of our ball joints cut. It should pop out just like that. That's it for this episode. I've got both of these axles torn down. Next episode, it's going to be rebuild. I'm so excited for that. Hope I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.